Hey guys, I'm here to give you my take on the Holiday 2025 collection from Chanel. This is what the gift packaging, if you get directly from Chanel and you do need to select gift packaging, you get this pretty carton with lovely designs on it, the charms, which you can actually choose from a selection, and this lovely tweedy navy ribbon, and I really love the navy and gold this year, and you don't pay any extra for this packaging, and I think it's a nice perk. It says Chanel on the back. This one is a gift for someone else, and I think it just adds to the treat that they get this lovely packaging. I chose a different charm on my order for myself. I chose, if you want a charm, by the way, for each recipient, you do need to make separate orders because it's one charm per order. So I got the bigger gold camellia with the little star, and I intend to hang this on my key fob or something so that I get to look at it throughout the festive season. So I'm not even sure if technically this is holiday, but I got one of the oversized 9-pan eyeshadow palettes. These are called the high intensity eyeshadow palettes, and this one is the Space Traveler 849. There were two other shades and I didn't get them because they looked very editorial and just not in my comfort zone at all. This has surprised me. I find it surprisingly wearable. So I like eyeshadow palettes that you can take from everyday, very minimal, quite a lot of matte options, right up to shimmery, party, winged liner, glam. And this definitely delivers on that. And you've got some real staples in here. Two soft natural mattes, a black matte, and a kind of shimmery white that you can use in the inner corner, and then lovely shimmery shades. These two are very wearable. They're my favorite, but there are these different blues and this kind of very, very bold kind of orangey shade. So we're going to play with that. And again, I don't know if that's officially holiday or just a winter limited release of 3 palettes. It's part of that Chanel collective thing, and I'm not really sure how that fits into the holiday line. I also got the Nuit Astrale quad. I wasn't at first because I was investing in this, but I saw some beautiful looks being created and on people with various skin tones. I thought this would only be for the cool toned, very fair girlies, and I saw a variety of people I enjoy watching who have right up to olivey skin tones, different skin tones, deeper skin than me, enjoying them and getting nice lips. Also got the Noir Allure in Anthracite to complement these cooler eye looks. And finally, I got 2 lipsticks. I got both of the limited Rouge Allure Velvets on offer. One is pink and it's abstrait, and one is a soft red called Rouge V, and you will see how beautiful these are. Did not get either of the cheek kind of blush toppers. They were billed as illuminating blushes, but I quickly learned from watching some favorite content creators that did pick them up. They seemed to be universally, every single person seemed underwhelmed by that product. Very minimal pigment or color payoff. And also then not enough impact just in a highlighting way. They were just very soft, didn't really show up much. So I ruled those out. There were 2 lip lacquers that I didn't get for me. Both of them were very bold, very editorial, and with a bolder eye, it's just too much for me. So I felt like I had other shimmery lip glosses and things I'd picked up this season. I didn't need or want those. And then finally, there were nail varnishes, and I love Chanel nail varnishes. I find them easy to apply. I find the colors just so chic, but I mostly get gels, so I gave those a miss. Okay, let's dive in. I have started already to save time. I've applied the Ultra Latent, Ultra Wear All Day Comfort Flawless Finish Foundation in the shade B20, about 1.5 pumps, and I used a brush, this F1 from Mario, and it was very quick to apply, and I used the other end for the concealer. The foundation is an existing product, but new to me, but the concealer was launched recently, I think in the last couple of months, and that is the Ultra Latent Concealer, again in B20. It's a good light neutral shade, and these are my favorite base at the moment. These two paired together, they've knocked my Victoria Beckham off the top spot. I still really love the foundation drops, but overall, this is the one I could just reach for every day and be quite happy, even though I have tried some great foundations recently and I'm really happy with all of them, but this is my favorite. When I first apply it and look up close, I don't really love it. It sits a bit like the Natasha Denona high glam foundation. I actually feel like at first, when it's still damp, it makes the pores either side of my nose look bigger. But if you wait a while, half an hour to an hour, flawless. It just sits very lightly. It's really a beautiful foundation. So I feel like this is a good all skin types foundation. Whether you're a bit dry, whether you're a little bit oilier, I think you'll be fine with that. Let's get into these more limited products. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a look with the Nuit Astrale and then do the 9 pan. So here you go. Here are the shades. Let's swatch them. There are the shades. Look at it though. I couldn't resist. It's just so magical. That white, blue, snowy scene type vibe is what I get from this. And it's incredibly chic. And if, like me, you're a bit scared of this icy blue, although there it is in a cat eye mani on my finger, you know, you can lead with the other shades and just use this minimally. But the formula, there's good payoff. There's good shimmer, high impact. No complaints here formula-wise. I wore this look on Friday and I felt like it was special makeup, but not so crazy that I didn't mind walking around in the middle of Cardiff with that on. It was just beautiful. I'm going to use this slightly matte shade because it is going to be the thing I use as my transition and to shape the eye. Okay, so you can see on this eye, just with that one shade here, using various brushes, I've taken it through the crease, along this lower lash line, along like the first sort of half of that lash line, and also deepened the V. So all of this sort of structure, if you like, is all done in that one more wearable kind of matte shade. And that is what works for me with this palette. If I just go in with all the shimmery light ones, there's nothing dark enough to offer a bit of shape. And then if you are scared of the blue, you could just take this one or both and just press that over that V where you've got a bit of depth already, like that. Blend. Then take this one, which has got a bit more colour. It's slightly purpley, would you say? Lavendery, but it's not like a strong lilac. And go in the middle. This is just what's worked for me so far. I feel like you get the best pickup just going in with your finger, and you don't hard pan them. They're very soft. And then just blend that. And it's actually really quick and easy. It's smoky in a very cool, soft way. I'm not an advanced eyeshadow person. I'm not particularly skilled, but I'm learning, and I found that very easy. Now, because it's already out of my comfort zone, I did try this with black eyeliner and black mascara, and it takes it to quite a bold look for me. So just pressing some of this shade around the lash line gives me, anyway, enough definition because I want it to stay dreamy and ethereal. Right, if then you're feeling brave, and I have decided to just do this on one eye because I feel so rough, I'm going to do one look per eye. I can't really bear, you can hear my voice is going, to do 2 different looks with Nuit Astrale and then do 2 different looks with the 9 pan. So please forgive me. So I'm going to take my little finger and just get a little bit of the blue and go quite near the inner corner and blend that into the other shades. And then just get a clean brush. Blend that over. And you can just keep going. I mean, if you want to, you could also, for more impact, put some of that blue as a pop in the center. But weirdly, I find it quite wearable. This is with all 4 shades and the look that I would do, and the look that I've done 3 or 4 times now. So there's that one. It's a cool, icy look. I'll put the Noir Allure mascara on this side. Do you like this mascara? I've had the black one before. But I think if you've got Nuit Astrale, you're almost missing out if you don't get this, because they make such the perfect pairing. I wore, the first time I did this Nuit Astrale, I just used my black Kitten Lash mascara from Lisa Eldridge, which I love, but the lashes were quite voluminous and black and bold in a good way, not in a clumpy way. But I don't know, the softness of this sort of bluey, navy kind of grey, almost like a dark Air Force, is softer and just is very editorial, staying in the blue colour family, and very different, and I really like it. So that is the eye look. Okay, now I have a trouble with this cool icy eye look of knowing what to do with my cheeks. I've tried pink blushes and it's just too much cool tone for me. So then I started playing around with bronzer, and that looks nice. We're just taking a bronzer or a bronzy blush and just having that more tanned complexion warmed up without a focal blush colour. That works for me, and a very nude lip. But actually what looks even better, I think, is this Rouge V in the Rouge Allure Velvet. You've got the limited edition little starburst on the cap there. And this is a red lip, but it's a, I wouldn't even say it's a brownish red. It's a soft red. So I just had a play with this the other day. That's quite red, but weirdly, I do think it goes. But what I prefer is if I blot it down a bit, so it's quite subtle. I like that a lot. It feels like nothing on the lip. I take my lipstick. This is a very much a Lisa Eldridge trick. Where's the nicest brush for this? Oh, here we are. My Rare Beauty cheek brush. So I did this just as an experiment, and I absolutely loved the way it looked. Just make sure that's even on there. And it's like a soft red, soft berry on my complexion. And I feel like when I'm playing with colour, I either want to coordinate my eye and my cheek, or my cheek and my lip, so there isn't too many competing colours going. I did use a bit, I don't know if I remember to tell you, as well as the Chanel foundation and concealer, I used the Healthy Glow bronzing cream pretty liberally all over. I didn't try to shape the face with it. I just whacked it all over my cheeks, my forehead, some over the nose, because I feel a bit ill and pasty today. There you go. That's that side. And I really love the red with the icier eye. It feels fresh and different, but not so out there that I'm wearing something that doesn't go with how I look. And I think now that my hair is a couple of shades darker and we've knocked out the very ombre, very bleachy blonde ends, I think I can get away with it. I like the lipstick as a blush with the lip. Lovely. Let's move to the other side. We'll leave the lipstick on for now. So that is my look that I do with the Nuit Astrale, and I am really, really happy with it, guys. I don't regret buying it. Let's play with the Space Traveler now. And how I would start my look generally is you've got 3 mattes. So I am going to go in with the lightest matte first. Starting with this shade here. I could have started with that shade there. I wasn't sure which one I wanted for my transition. So I've started with the pinky sort of soft shade, and I'm just going everywhere to warm up the lid and everything out. That's nice by itself. And then I'm going to take the darker one, and I'm just going to go into the crease and try and give a bit of definition. Look how easy that was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a brush just to see this shade, because I really do like this shade with those warm mattes, and just go on the outer third with that kind of bronzy shade. If you want more impact, you're better off going in with your finger. And now with all of these, they've got different tones within them. They're a little bit shifty, which I think is lovely. It's just so lovely. Look at that. So there's that. And you could stop there. And I think for some people, especially with a bold lip like this, that's enough. It's just easy and just nice. See, there's the warm side. There's the cool side. And it's not a fair fight because I haven't got mascara on yet, which really makes my eyes look bigger. But if you wanted to really play and have a bit of fun, what I would do with it is I think you can mix these warm shimmers and the cooler. So I would go in with a small brush just to get a bit of precision into that lilac-y shade. I really like the lilac-y shade even with the goldy shade. Done this a few times. Taking that on the inner part of the eye, brightens it up. Then you could go into this white kind of pearl in the inner corner. And that's got a bluey sort of very Queen Elsa shift. So you can see we're starting to get a very holiday eye. And then just to show you, but it doesn't really go, I'm going a bit crazy now. This is the orangey shimmer, and I might put a pop right in the middle of that. They're all sheer enough and toppery enough that you can basically use a lot of them together is what I am saying. They are beautiful and dreamy, the way they sit, and they look very sort of wet look on the eye. I've got no fallout really, apart from I'd gone a bit messy here. And I'm really digging into those colours and putting quite a lot on. And you can continue to build up. So I could put a bit more of this bronzy shade. And then I probably wouldn't. I think with the amount of colour I've got, this brighter blue, maybe not. But I'll show you the navy shimmer on the outside. It's quite deep. And you could use that to actually deepen the colour story. I will say these Shodo brushes, this is the Shodo 4, because they're so wispy and come to a point, they almost prevent you from over applying and getting eyeshadow outside where you want to go, because if you don't press hard, they give you just the most ethereal, light-handed blend with no skill. Just to show you so that you've seen all the colours, because I'm taking this all off anyway. On the blue side, which is perfect, I don't really want to ruin it, but I'm just going to put a bit of this blue because I think that's now the only colour you haven't seen other than the black matte shade. So I'm going to get quite a bit of that blue and just put it in the crease to intensify this look. So I actually think that the Nuit Astrale and the Space Traveller offer a lot of looks, but if you combine them, you can get even more combinations. I'm not the best eyeshadow person or blender. So let me just go off camera, clean off this lip because we're going to do another lip, and mascara. I think I will just use the same mascara on both sides or it will look a bit funny. Okay, I've done mascara, the same one in that bluey kind of tone, the Anthracite. And then I used the matte black in the 9 pan. I didn't even wet it. I just used a tiny little angled brush from BK Beauty that I love. This is the 208 because I'm rubbish at winging, but the angle of this does it for me. And I've done a little winged liner with that to just give a different shape than this side and to just show you the versatility of these. I feel like my eye looks bigger on this side, but this is my more open eye anyway. I probably wouldn't wear, I just put loads of colours on to show you the colours, but I would have chosen to lead with this gold and the orange or to lead with the lilac and the white, but I just wanted to show you, if I come in really close, the colours. And then this is the Nuit Astrale, but don't forget I did take that blue from the 9 pan and put a bit more blue through the crease. It's a slightly more royal or brighter blue. So the other shade that Chanel offered was the Abstrait 548. And this is great because it's a pink, but it's very soft against my lip colour because it's very similar to my natural lip shade. And so it becomes almost like a pinky nude for me that doesn't compete with my eye look. And some people could say that's a bit boring for a holiday lip, but if your eyes are doing this kind of thing, for me, I would not wear a shimmery lip with it. That's just, I'm not, you know, it's just my aesthetic is too much. So both of these lipstick shades are going to get a ton of wear. And similarly, I've deliberately not used a lip liner because these eyes are quite bold for me, and therefore I just want the border of my lips to almost kind of fade out and not look too definite and just look like the lip is finished. What would I put on the cheeks? So I need a neutral, maybe pinky blush, because I don't want a pink lip, another tone of blush, and a multi-cut, you know, Joseph Technicolor Dreamcoat eye. So I would either put a bit of the lipstick on like I did with the red on this side. Okay guys, I have finished off the look just about. So I've got the Chanel lipsticks where I thought I was filming and I hadn't hit record. So there's a whole section that I'm having to go back. But the Rouge Allure Velvet in Abstrait is just a very Your Lips But Better. It's not exciting, but it's a soft pink that just finishes a look. And because it's almost the same colour as my lips, it just makes the look finished, like you didn't forget to put your lipstick on, but it's not competing. I mean, it would be fine with either side. I just don't particularly like the soft pink with the blue. For me, it's getting into Barbara Cartland territory. I preferred that red. It was a bit more edgy and a bit more wintry. With that kind of almost berry flush on my cheeks from the red lipstick. I have actually put some highlighter on that side. I went with a cooler tone because of the eye look. I went with the Chantecaille Radiant Blush, which is this limited edition holiday. I think it's a highlighter basically, but it has got a bit of pink in it, and it's just very, very silky, luxurious. I mean, look at that. It is gorgeous. And goes with cooler tones. So I've done that, and on the other side I want to show you this. So I show you this. I did cave in and get the Rocabar from Hermes. You get the lovely Hermes packaging, so it goes without saying that would make a spectacular gift. And this is called a silky powder for a healthy rosy glow. So again, in short, playing on the equestrian heritage of the brand. And here is the compact. The front is white with this sort of depressed Hermes logo on the front, and on the back the brushed gold. And there is a pin here hole, so you can pop this out and put one of their other glow powders or whatever in when you use this up, I believe. And inside you've got that horse design, and like they say, lots of different layers built up so that you get a three-dimensional, quite deep embossing. But there you can sort of see all the different tones going on. And I would do an eye look in the summer. If I was on holiday, I would use a little brush to separate them out, and this could be my cheek and eye colour. Let's see what we get out of this. It's soft. I've got some of the Tan Lines pocket blush from Rhode, a soft neutral pink that I thought went nice with this lip, just a little bit underneath, because you do get some colour with this, but not much. But it's more about what it does to the skin. It gives an elevated, very classy glow. You can see it there, and warms up the face, like blurs. It's really nice, but it's not as highlighty and catching that cheekbone like the Chantecaille, but it's lovely. Let's try a different brush, because when I wore this on Friday, I think I got more impact from, excuse me, it's not clean, but it's only had this on it. So this is a AA01, which is the Alexandra and Nell brush. And I'm going to be more bold and swirling in that poor old horse. Get more colour. Oh yeah, look. There you go. Wow, I think that is really genuinely beautiful. I think this is going to prove to be a very versatile, put him the right way up, versatile product, in that it's very sheer, but it just gives that tan coral wash. Let's put a bit on the other side just to even things up. What am I going to do about my eyes? They're so different, but I don't really want to take it all off. And you know what else? I noticed this when I wore this on Friday. I wore the same foundation and I wore this sort of eye look. I didn't need to set apart from under my eyes, because it's given this beautiful velvet feeling to the skin, because it is a finishing powder kind of hybrid product. Anyway, there you go. This is my Chanel holiday look. So just to recap and put a bit more lippy. Excuse the edge, I've messed up my foundation a bit, wiping off the other colour. These have a bit of a silicone-y slip feeling for a matte, which is nice, but not too much. So there's the blue side. There is the 9-pan Space Traveller side. Very holiday. No crazy sparkle, like the shimmers are really small and fine. I got minimal fallout and I was going at it hammer and tongs with different brushes, not being careful. So very wearable. Let's just finish with a spritz of my favorite perfume of all time, and it is from Chanel. So this is Chanel Jersey, and this perfume is so lavendery and soft and comforting, like clean pajamas and bed sheets at bedtime, and you've just had a bath. It's cozy. I love it. And then let's just put some Chanel earrings on. So these I've had for years. They are costume jewelry, but Chanel costume jewelry, it gets a bad rap. People say, you know, the crystals fall out, the glue yellows, all of this is true. However, if you buy Chanel pair of earrings like this, and I think these were, I don't know, quite expensive considering that they're not fine jewelry, and you have a problem, I've always found that Chanel will send them away and get them fixed for you, or do them in London if that's something they can do in-house. So they have got you, you know, for the life of the product up to a reasonable point, and then you might be, I've never been, but you might be charged for repair after like 5 years or something. So these are a glass pearl, and then the little crystals in the CC. I particularly like, because the metal is silver toned, with this cool eye look. And I would be ready for a festive evening out with my Chanel bag, my Chanel perfume on, my Chanel makeup, just feeling really special. So I really love these products. I hope you didn't mind the way I just did the 2 eye looks and didn't do look after look. There are other girls who are way better at makeup, and guys, than me, who do all the different ways of interpreting the palette, but I just prefer to show you my favorite way of using each palette. I do think the way I've shaped the eye, this is quite interesting, without a wing, and just taking the crease color a little bit high and not coming out and winging up, but like just blurring it that way, is opening up my eye and making my eye look bigger. This eye looks more cat eye and it looks like wider, but this eye looks more open and bright. And I don't know if that is the shape of the way I've applied the shadows or the color. What do you think? This is definitely less lifting despite that liner going up. But my eyes are different anyway, so you can't, it's not a fair fight really. This eye is more droopy in the outer corner anyway. But that's interesting how different your eyes look with different sort of shaping as well as color. Anyway, I hope you like this. If you have any questions, I left anything out, you have any dilemmas, you want to chat about it, and you can either leave a comment down below, or you can go over to my Instagram. It's all called bshopspink now, all my socials, so it's easier. You can DM me and I will try to help give you my 10 cents. But yeah, I really love this. I particularly love the complexion from Chanel at the minute that I'm using. And couldn't be happier. I just want to say that with all these holiday reviews, I know already, spoiler alert, I pretty much love everything I got. And I know that you probably think people who come on here and make makeup reviews just like love all the brands and are not critical and just say everything's great. But genuinely, you know, I have got a bag full of stuff that's not really worked for me that I don't love. So I do try to be honest, and I am critical of either formulas that I don't think were great or things that just didn't work for me, personal preference and colour-wise or whatever. But with the holiday releases, I'm just going to warn you, it's all going to be me singing the praises of these products and collections because I just really love what I picked. I chose wisely. I obviously chose things that then ultimately did work for me. The YSL is amazing. That'll probably be the next video. What's left to do in case you're holding out for anything? We've done Dior. We've done Tom Ford. We've now done Chanel. We've got Guerlain. I don't know. Have I already done Guerlain a while back? I need to look in my feed. I can't remember. YSL and Clé de Peau. Those are the main ones. And then I've got some individual bits and bobs. Like I've also got the winter collection from Merit. I have got one of these Patrick Tar Major Dimension eye duos. I never got one of those before. I've got some individual things like the Chantecaille highlighter I showed you. One of the MAC Dazzle crayons. That is just stunning. And that is about it for this year. So not, you know, not too out of control. But I really, really, really love these Chanel products. And as I said, a blue, cool-toned eyeshadow quad was not on my bingo card, but I'm loving it. Which side do you like? Space Traveler with the pink lip and cheek, or Nuit Astrale that we did have the red blush and a red lip, which is now transitioned into pink. I'll see you tomorrow for a handbag tag and a break from makeup. Take care, everybody.